Hey everybody, how's it going? It's me again. Feeling a lot better now, and I'd like to thank all of you people who wished me for better health. That was really awesome for you guys. So, here's to you, my friends. And if you want to know who those people are, um, their profiles will be in the description. Anyway, moving on. Um, Today I'm doing a video called Underrated Horror Masterpieces. Now, this isn't any particular order. It's just the order that I picked them out in. So technically, they're in some sort of order. Anyway, moving on. The first one is more of a sci-fi horror film, but still nonetheless a great film to have in your collection. It's LifeForce. Now, I explained this in my vampires update. This is about a group of vampires from outer space who people pick up from that planet or this comet thing, and well, they pick them up, and the vampires then take over the ship, and the one guy gets back to Earth, and he was hoping that those vampires would stay on that ship, but they managed to get down to the Earth, and they start wreaking havoc, and it's only that chick right there that causes the most havoc. There are two guy ones, and you see her naked throughout the entire film. Well, the majority of the film anyway. Anyways, this is a must-own for any fan of horror, sci-fi, vampires. No, these aren't like traditional vampires where they drink blood directly. They like suck your life energy out of you. But later in the film, you do see like Dracula or 30 Days a Night type vampires where they drink your blood, and they say that like the vampires from Legend came from the vampires from this. This is based off a book called Space Vampires. It's a pretty good book. I managed to find it at a library. It's definitely an own. Now the next movie is George A. Romero's masterpiece, Martin. Now this is a vampire movie, but like not a traditional vampire film. It's about a kid named Martin who's 84 years old and was brought up to believe he was a vampire. Because of this like family curse, and it managed to brainwash him, and so now he drinks blood in order to gain life energy from people. And how he does that is he uses needles to knock the people out, and when the person is knocked out, he rapes the body, and then he takes the razor blade that you see right there, and then he cuts their wrist and drinks the blood directly. It's kind of eerie in that sense. The effects are done by Tom Savini, and they really work well in this one. This is a must-own, whether or not you're... It's like a drama horror type movie. It's like more of a character study, if anything. Now the next one gets a lot of respect on YouTube, but when in its initial release, it didn't do so well, and it's oh crap, another George A. Romero masterpiece, Day of the Dead. I don't get why it didn't do so well. I mean, this is definitely a great film. I liked it better than Land of the Dead. And if anyone, and did you know that the original plot for Land of the Dead was the original plot for this? So in some weird way, Land of the Dead is loosely a remake of Day of the Dead, but not really. Anyways, this is a fantastic film. You're like, it's like about like understanding the characters and why they're so stressed out, and then you get a horde of zombies involved. I mean, what's better than that? This is a must-own for anyone who's into zombies, or as Romero would originally call them, flesh eaters, because as we all know, zombies are brought back by voodoo magic, and these are completely different creatures. Anyways, this is a fantastic film. I highly recommend it to anyone who likes horror, eerie sense. It's all underground. Well, some of it takes place above ground, but that's just throughout the beginning of the movie. This is just wow. The gore effects are fantastic. I definitely give George A. Romero props for this film. I mean, wow, is this good. In case anyone was wondering why I'm like moving the case around, it's just to piss someone off. I'm not doing it. I'm doing it intentionally because someone left a comment in one of my American Psycho video, so I'm just trying to make them mad. And speaking of American Psycho, yeah, this is a good film. Some people like this is like in between underrated and not underrated, because it got good critic reviews, but not a lot of people know about it. And yesterday I showed it to my friends, and they said it was boring. I'm just like, how's this boring? It's funny, and it's about studying Patrick Bateman. I love this film. This is definitely a must own. It's not really a horror film as much as it is a mystery film. This is still nonetheless a fantastic movie. It's a must own for anyone who likes these kinds of films. The sequel, I admit, sucked horribly, but this is still just a wow kind of film. You study Patrick Bateman and you're trying to understand why he's like this, and then there's like this twist ending at the end. It's just like, holy crap. It's just awesome. Alright, now the next one is like in between again. It's 30 Days of Night. Now this got some good critic reviews, but it didn't do so well in the box office, I don't think. This is definitely, though, a must-own for anyone who's into horror. This is about vampires who invade Alaska for their days of night. I don't really think it's 30 days. I've heard it's longer than that, but then again, I don't live in Alaska, so if anyone actually knows, if you could tell me, that'd be awesome. This got some good critic reviews. The most terrifying vampire movie ever made, and jump in your seat thrills, but that's pretty much all it got. I'm not sure if there are any more positive film critic reviews, but this is definitely a fantastic vampire film. Not a lot of people like it because of how dark it is, but they fail to realize that it's a horror film, and horror films are made to be scary. Some people are into, like, they're having some tongue-in-cheek humor, which I like, but this is just about scaring you and making you feel awkward. This is a great film. I love this film, and you gotta buy it right now. I'm not kidding. The next one is The Monster Squad. This one, like a lot of these films, didn't do so well in their box office hits, but it's the advent of DVD came around, this started gaining more popularity. Now, this is all around a good film. It's like The Goonies, but with all these classic monsters. And the person who plays Dracula barely talks. The Frankenstein monster's cool. The Wolfman's cool. The Wolfman's got nards. Wow. This is all around just a great film. I still don't know why it didn't do so well in the theaters. It's just... I saw it in theaters, but I was 2 when it came out, so I really couldn't have saw it. Anyways, this is definitely a must-own for all those who love horror and it's like a horror comedy, and it's just fantastic. I love this film. This is just a masterpiece. Sure, it's kind of childish at times because there's little children in it, but it gives it that humor that makes it fun to watch. Alright, Near Dark. Like I said, this didn't do well in its box office release, but this is still an all-around great film. It's similar to The Lost Boys, and it got overshadowed by The Lost Boys, and it really shouldn't have because it's a different plot. Some people say Lost Boys did better because it had more popular actors, but this also had some really popular actors. Like almost every actor besides the main guy and girl and the little kid were in Aliens, and those two were in Terminator. This is all around just a good film. I love this film. This is highly recommended to anyone who loves some good horror. Has some humor here and there, but overall it's just a scary film. It has this atmosphere to it. If you want to watch any vampire film, I prefer The Lost Boys over this, but this is still a must-own to add in your collection. Alright, the final one, and I only got a minute left, is The Burning. Now, a lot of people on YouTube like this film, but a lot of people that I've watched with it said it's kind of boring, and I don't really know what they mean. This is a great film. Krupsky is an awesome killer in this film. I found this scarier than Friday the 13th and a bit gorier. The ultimate horror thriller. This got some good reviews, but still, in its initial release, it didn't do so well, and I don't really understand why. Guessing people don't understand true horror. Anyways, I highly recommend this film. I was gonna say something about this, but I really can't remember. Oh yeah, I'm glad this didn't get a lot of sequels and turn into like a BS franchise, because this only was like a one movie film, unless it was going to be like original Halloween film, was a different story every time. Anyways, check back before